All right, everybody, welcome into the Cycling Fanatic halftime show. Matt Van Winkle, Jared Stansbury, Bret Meyer here with us. Iowa State leading 35-0 at the half. Before we dive into that great first half, we want to thank our sponsors of the CF halftime show, Fairway Meat and Grocery. Get your game day meats, your Thanksgiving groceries at Fairway. Centurion Stone, a longtime sponsor of Cycling Fanatic. Find them at centurionstoneofiowa.com. And of course, Nebraska Furniture Mart. They've got some good holiday deals going on right now at their Clive store. Give them a visit for all your appliance, flooring, whatever you need. Find them at nfm.com. All right, guys, let's break down this first half. I mean, I think that has to be probably the most exciting first half, the best played first half that I've seen. Jared, let's just jump to you real quick. You're at Jack Trice Stadium. What did you see from that Iowa State offense? They got on the board in that first drive with the Joe Skates touchdown and really just stepped on the gas, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's by far been the most complete half that Iowa State has played on both sides of the ball, but especially on offense. I mean, when you look at what Brock Purdy has done right now, he's 12 of 14, 196 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hasn't made any mistakes really up to this point. And it's been really sharp, and he's done a really good job of being able to extend plays with his legs as well. And then you couple that with what Breece Hall has brought to the table. I mean, 123 yards on 13 carries and 2 touchdowns. I mean, there's not much that can be said about that kid that hasn't been said already at this point. But then Brock has done a really good job of running the ball as well. You saw that especially on those first couple drives when they were really keying hard on Breece. Brock kept it a couple times on those zone reads. And that opened it up now for Breece to be able to get some stuff going when K-State was really loading the box early in the game. I mean, this is by far the best half of football I think that Iowa State's offense has played this entire season, and the scoreboard obviously reflects that.
No doubt about it. And Bret, I mean, let's go back to Brock. Obviously had that rough start in that last game against Baylor, probably his worst half in the first half in that last game, but really turned things around. Just looked really confident there, I thought. What did you see from Brock? Seemed like a lot of those passes were just, high percentage passes, really gave him some confidence. And I mean, his receivers made some great plays, no doubt about it. But what did you see from Brock in that first half?
Yeah, he just seemed real decisive to me. There wasn't a lot of pump fakes and second guessing. It was just first read, second read, progression, ran when he knew he had it. And it just shows the value of having the running game that we do, because it opens up. I mean, even some of the, they're not real hard play actions, but we're in the backfield, takes a shotgun snap, and he just sticks it in the belly, and we get a response from that, and it just opens up the middle of the field. It opens up the second level, and you're seeing that. You're seeing kind of the benefit of having that run game and having Breece Hall, and Xavier Hutchinson's really stepped up, made some nice plays, and a couple big time catches in traffic. I think he's starting to get comfortable and really showing why he was, so sought after by a lot of programs around the country. He's clearly our number one receiver, and he's having a good game too.
Yeah, this is championship level football this team's playing. I mean, let's talk about the defense too. I mean, you look at that first drive from Kansas State. They moved the ball pretty well down the field, got down to the 2 or 3 yard line, decided to go for it instead of kick the field goal. And Iowa State's defense came up with just a huge stop and went right down the field and scored on a 97 yards down the field to score and put them up 14-0. But man, that defense, I mean, they're all over the place. Mike Rose, I saw, just unbelievable first half from him, at a nice pick and just sniffing the ball really well. Jared, what did you see from the defense there in that first half that you liked?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're just flying around, and you see where the defensive line was doing a really nice job of being able to get after Will Howard. There was the play where Will McDonald came in completely untouched and picked up a sack. And I mean, it looks like a group of guys that's playing really confident. They're playing really fast, and they're by far the more physical team. I thought that early on that first drive, K-State was able to move them around a little bit. But I think that getting that stop at the goal line probably gave them some swagger, gave them some confidence. And you've really seen that carry over here over the last several drives since then. And I think that Iowa State definitely benefited on that first drive from Kansas State getting incredibly conservative inside the 5 yard line. I think that Bret could probably weigh in on that better than I could. But I thought that K-State kind of handed Iowa State one right there down by the goal line.
Yeah, that was a huge benefit to us. I mean, I know I had a snarky little tweet about it, but I mean, inside the 5, you rep that every week, right? You have like your red zone plays, plus 10, plus 5, whatever, however they break it down. And I can promise you that I hope that's not what you're hanging your hat on, like a gotta have it play, right? A 2-point play or 4th and goal from inside I don't know where they were at, inside the 5. Like, you got to have something better than that, right? And I mean, fortunately for us, they didn't. They kind of just, ran the check with me, or the sideline calls the play, and ran, just a couple, kind of half-baked zone reads, and it was pretty easy for us to stop them. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what we're going to see in the second half, Jared. I would assume we're probably going to see some of those younger guys. I mean, you just look at the box score, though. I mean, you had seven receivers catch passes. You had Breece Hall run, Kenny ran. I mean, and then you got Brock in there in the passing game. I would guess we're going to see some of those younger guys, kind of like we saw in that Kansas game. But what do you think we're in for the second half here?
Yeah, I mean, I would guess Kansas State's going to get the ball to start the second half. I would guess if you can come out, get a stop there, and go down, they're going to put that first team offense out there again. I guess that you're probably going to go and try and get another score. If you can go at 42-0, at that point, that's when you can maybe start to mix some of those other guys in there. You can get a Gyro Brock in. You can get in, an Easton Dean or some guys like that at those other positions. Start to get Charlie Kohler and Breece Hall. Get them ready for. Obviously, they've got a game in 6 days. Again, a little bit of a quick turnaround. So you can just kind of start turning the page to next week. But hopefully, maybe I guess if you can keep this current pace, maybe midway through the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, you can get Hunter Deckers out there, and then maybe even you can get Aiden Bauman some snaps. Obviously, we haven't seen him yet this season. It'd be nice to be able to get him some reps against some live action as well.
For sure. I mean, Bret, you got to like what you've seen all around from this team, clicking at the right time in the season with a couple games left, and the Big 12 championship game. I mean, they're in the driver's seat right now if they can pull this one off, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of different than what we've seen the last couple of years, where we struggled, to finish the seasons in November. And it's good to see. I'm sure, Coach Campbell's probably learned from, maybe whether it was practice habits or, how hard you're working the guys, whatever it was. It seems to be, our legs are. I know this is a different year. We've had more bye weeks, but we've seen fresh. Everybody, legs are underneath us. Guys are flying around. As Jared said about the defense, and it's on offense too. So, yeah, I mean, it's encouraging to see. Right now, it's probably just let's not put anything sloppy on tape. Make sure we get out of this game healthy, and like Jared mentioned, get some younger guys some run.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Get those guys healthy. Get out of this game in one piece, and you're on to the Big 12 championship game. I mean, I don't know what the exact scenario is, Jared. I know all eyes were going to be on Bedlam tonight, but what's the scenario from here on out?
I mean, I think basically if you win today and you win next Friday, then I think you're in. I'm sure that there's some goofy sort of tiebreaker type scenarios and stuff like that, but if you go and beat Texas, and then I mean, if Oklahoma could beat Oklahoma State tonight, that gives all of them 2 losses. If Iowa State beats Texas, then you're going to have a tiebreaker over Texas and Oklahoma. So at that point, regardless of what would happen in that West Virginia game, then you're going to be sitting pretty, going into that Big 12 championship game. But finish this one out, and then you can turn the page to next Friday. What's going to be a huge game down in Austin, probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in school history, I would say.
For sure. Jared, you and Rob are going to have post-game coverage on cyclonefanatic.com. You'll be live on our Facebook, Twitter, wherever you find. On the website, I would assume. Chris is down on the field today, so he's going to have a late instant reaction. So give him some time there, but he's grinding today. I know I just texted him earlier. I mean, he's been driving since like 1 p.m. and he's going to have like a 9-hour day. So give him some patience with that instant reaction, but he's going to have full coverage from this game. Jared will look for your work as well. Appreciate you guys coming on. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Fairway Meat and Grocery, Centurion Stone, that's Centurion Stone of Iowa, and Nebraska Furniture Mart. Guys, let's enjoy this second half. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, fellas.
All right.
Hi, guys.
Go Cyclone. See ya.